This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today it's live opening round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Take you down now to the 15th hole. Has not been a banner day for our featured player, Frank, but it is only the first round.
You always got to try and get something out of your round, even if it's something to work on for tomorrow.
Good contact, good result. TBC Stadium, of course, has played host to the Skins Game, PGA Club Professional Championship, the Liberty Mutual Legends of Golf on the Champions Tour. I always enjoyed that. And along with the Jack Nicklaus Tournament course right next door, the finals of the PGA Tour qualifying school for a number of years. Frank, just a beautiful day out there today, but there are some challenges.
Yeah, those tricky winds up there, you've really got to focus on exactly how strong it is and what direction, because it's very easy to make the mistake of hitting the wrong club out here. You make a mistake with the wrong club choice, even a good swing is not going to get rewarded.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par. It's a big green. He's managed to get it smack bang in the middle of it.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Now the par 5 16th, dog leg, and it's at 600 yards, so a little bit of an advantage to the big bomber, Frank.
Yeah, they can almost take a big chunk out of this hole by going down the left side. If you can take that bunker out of play, then that's a big hit to get past that. And all of a sudden, shortest point between two places is a straight line. You've really reduced this hole into something closer to 570 yards.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. All right, no damage done. Stays at 1 over par with that putt. Well, there it is. They call it Alcatraz. Just sitting out there on the water, 168 yards away, Frank.
Well, speaking of water, that water looks so peaceful, doesn't it? It'd be a shame to spoil it with a splash.
Frank missed the green off the tee.
Yeah, but this is certainly a tricky little shot coming up here at the par 3.
These are the kind of putts that keep a round going about 10 feet away for par. This is an 11-foot putt. One over for the day. Well, here we are at 18. It's a par 4, only 439 yards, but again, we've said it all day long, water to deal with.
It's a great driving hole here, Rich. You don't necessarily have to hit driver. There's 3 groups of bunkers that are really in play off the tee shot. It's the one in the middle. It's around 290 yards. That's the one you really have to focus on. For stronger players, there's nothing wrong with hitting 3-wood off the tee there. You're still only going to have a shot of 150, 160 yards. Whichever way you look at it, it's something that you think you can find the fairway with.
So maybe a nice way to finish up with a good approach here to the 18th and a good chance for birdie. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Wow, I thought he made that. So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18. That's a bogey putt, dropping down the leaderboard a bit, now at 2 over par. What a thrilling day of golf. For Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner. So long for now from the Career Builder Challenge at PGA West. This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today it's live second round coverage of the Career Builder Challenge. Challenging shot now from 180 yards. First par 3 of the day, it is the fourth here at PGA West, sitting at just under 200 yards in the card.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Pretty good putt, Frank. Just didn't quite read it correctly.
Yeah, would have certainly liked that to go in.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, Frank, you hear it so often. This is a game of dealing with your miscues.
That's the beauty of this game of golf. It giveth and it taketh away.
Frank, nothing really went the player's way this week.
Yeah, if this was motor racing, you'd say it's a case of having 4 flat tires.
Well, here we are at the 5th hole, a 535-yard par 5 for the long-hitting professionals. Frank, certainly not a long test. What is the challenge here on this hole?
It's another example of great design by Pete Dye. He'll give you the trouble on the left on the tee shot, and then he moves the trouble to the right on the second shot. It's going to get you one way or the other.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320. 320 yards, just crushed it in the fairway.
Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back? Remember, out of the rough, expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
That shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close, that's good. Shouldn't be a problem here. Frank, I'm sure it feels good to get some red numbers on the card, but this tournament is probably too far out of reach at this point.
Good question.
Frank, I love a par 3 where you have to hit one solid golf shot. Anything less, and you might pay a severe price. 255-yard par 3 6th. What a hole.
No, you love watching somebody else play a par 3 like that.
You're right. Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
That was not a very good read right there.
Even par, currently.
Good roll, solid. That's a par. We're at the 7th now, 346 yards with plenty of water on that right side. How do you handle this one, Frank?
You've got to pick a target there. A lot of people think when they're laying up off the tee, and that's exactly what this hole is. You just blaze away at something down the left side. But if you're going to pick a tree, don't just pick the tree. Pick a branch or a leaf. Be more specific.
Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here. Always tough to get a decent flight out of the rough. And you could see that ball was never soaring out of that light.
Frank, you always talk about it. Don't compound the mistakes. Well, here we are, another shot from the rough.
And this one no easier than the one he's just hit.
And Frank, that steady play continues.
Rock solid. Excellent approach shot.
Little redemption chance here. Had bogey yesterday. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Frank, how do you explain what we saw here?
It's a mess. It's probably the easiest way to put it. In this case of anything that could go wrong, not just probably, it did.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards.
Well, it's going to take a good one here, considering what they've already gone through, Rich. Right now, that green is going to look very small, so it's going to take a good shot here to give himself an opportunity.
Some really poor play to this point. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Nothing wrong with that par putt. Frank, as we arrive here at the par 4 ninth, 452 yards, I hear players like you often say, I'm going to take it on. What do you mean by that, and how does it apply?
The easy way is obviously to bail it out down the left side, but then you're almost giving into the hole, like you're accepting you're going to make bogey if you're lucky. So in the end, you're forced to go back to option A, which is actually to challenge the best shot you have, which is down the right side.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie.
It's no snack, though.
Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
So a tester from 4 feet.
Yeah, a little unlucky there.
Settles in over the putt.
don't think a tourniquet is going to work after that one.
Tough to watch. Missed cut. What happened, Frank?
Just not good enough. That's the easy way. Way too many shots out there, especially for that caliber of play. So put it in the memory banks, move forward, better days ahead.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the BioWare Classic.
Well, here we are at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. We're located along the St. Johns River in the Sunshine State, Florida. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Frank, what stands out when you look at the wetlands?
Swampland, the Gators, really it's a good driving golf course, Rich. Not a lot of fairway bunkers in play here at Wetlands, but if you drive the ball well here, you really can get a good score out here at Wetlands. They play the web.com here every now and again, so we've seen some good scores over the years, but always fun to be playing in Florida. Sun on your back, warm golf conditions.
Action continuing here. We just made the turn. Let's go out to number 10, see what's happening. Has not been a stellar performance to this point, but Frank, not too bad.
When you consider 4-round events, Rich, you're going to have a period where there's a little lull. As long as you can minimize the damage over the course of 4 days, it turns out all right.
That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Good birdie right there.
Yeah, this game, when you can't win, it's all about top 10s, top 20s. And currently, that's exactly where they stand.
Par 4 11, Frank, we're looking at 443 yards.
Yeah, the Wetlands golf course is a really good driving course. This is another example here, Rich, where the fairway's just wide enough to reward a good tee shot, and then those two bunkers don't really come into play. But Wetlands becomes very difficult when you just start to stray a little bit off the fairway. And then you start to see why those bunkers are put there. Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it? Rich, it's not all gone. This is where you can pick yourself off the canvas. Start to string together 1 or 2 good shots in a row.
Wipe away all the negative thoughts from the bad start and just try to focus on what's in front of you. What a nice shot. Right on the green and a pretty easy putt on the way. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh, I thought he had that.
Oh, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now at par.
Just a couple of feet. Holding steady now at 2 under par.
Stepping up to the tee at the first par 5 on this back 9. It's the 12th, and it is 576 yards.
Yeah, this hole bends to the right, opposite direction to what 11 does. A good tee shot, and you can actually think about reaching this par 5 and 2, but anything around the front or front left, still going to leave a relatively simple pitch shot. So when you stand on that tee, think of birdie at least here.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
And it makes the green in regulation. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Drops for a par. Here we go at the par 4 13th, 452 yards. What's the best angle of attack?
The straight line really is the best way here, like a lot of holes on the golf course. But straight, as we know, is not often easy. Fairway does start to widen up the further out there you get it. So for the longer hitters, this hole actually plays relatively easy. For the shorter hitters in that narrow area, that'll leave you a lengthy second shot where you just might have to bisect the 2 front greenside bunkers.
Setting up for an approach shot here. Well, Frank, these winds have not at all subsided. Still a challenge.
Yeah, the same for everybody, and that's where you've just got to adjust your own mental path. And golf course was going to be difficult when you teed off. It's certainly no different now.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
14th hole here at the Wetlands. A dangerous par 3 comes in at 204 yards. There's some trouble out there.
And this is where you have to readjust your focus. If you start looking right or left of this green, you see all the problems that could come in and prevail. Instead, just look at that front bunker. Try and fly your tee shot over that, somewhere around the front edge of the green, maybe 3 or 4 yards on, and then the hole becomes that much easier.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Who knows? It is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. The young star makes his birdie. There you have it, Frank. The first round is a wrap. We saw some good golf out there.
It was certainly a fun round to watch. There's a lot of great players in this field, and this is such an exciting venue. I just can't wait to see what happens the rest of the championship.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the BioWare Classic.
Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Getting set to go at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. We're located along the St. Johns River in the great state of Florida. Now to the par 4 13th. Frank, what are the options here?
Well, another straight one required here, Rich. It's 450. It's not overly long in today's standard, but still, that fairway widens up where the longer hitters will actually hit. And bunkers, once again, short of a green. So as long as you can fly that second shot to at least the front of the green, then they really do not come into play.
For his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Good, clean contact, nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up. Birdie try again here today.
Just when you think you're going to make birdie, now have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
Locked in on the read and the speed. He'll take par and move on. Good par 3 here at the 14th. It's a little bit more than 200 yards, Frank.
And there's a bunker short, so you've got to fly that coming in there. And if you do miss time one, that's when that body of water to the right really comes into play. Typical Floridian golf, but high-flying, soft-landing tee shot, once again, is the goal.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there.
Well, birdies are hard to come by in this situation. So tight.
Keeps him right in the thick of it. The last par 5 on this golf course is the 15th. It's 590 yards. You think, Frank, this is the time to be aggressive?
Certainly is. Longer hitters must be licking their chops on this par 5. 300-plus yard tee shot, you can definitely get home. Shorter hitters, just set it up for a nice wedge shot. But if you are going to go at this par 5 and 2, well protected by those 3 bunkers.
Good tee shot, right in the short grass.
Second shot.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Safely aboard.
That's the cruelest thing about this game, Rich. I mean, it's just now it's another shot.
So just a formality here. Good putt. Making our move to the home stretch, the 16th. It's a par 4 and a good one at 455 yards.
And a chance to actually get a good run for the clubhouse because the holes are fairly short coming in. So good drive here. Find the putting surface. Maybe start the roll right here. Nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Second shot. Good look at the green.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Has it. Now to 7 under for the tournament. Par 3 17th. Frank hits 238 yards.
There's still a chance for birdie here, though. Green shape's a little bit to the player's right, so a nice high draw coming in here. Even finding the middle of the putting surface will give you a chance to putt to really any position on this green.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
So a tester from 4 feet.
Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Well, this is it, Frank, the 18th hole. And on paper, it looks like you can get this one. You can make a birdie because it's only 377 yards.
You're exactly right, Rich. Just a nice drive. Doesn't even have to be a driver here. It's going to set you up really short iron wedge into this short par 4. And I always like to finish on a birdie. I know you do too, because a little walk to the clubhouse there on the left, maybe a hot dog or a hamburger.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity. Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance. So all the scores have been posted for round number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with 2 very solid rounds of golf. Key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that as you get closer to the end of this tournament.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the BioWare Classic.
Getting set for all the action on what my idol Vin Scully would have said was a beautiful afternoon here in the Sunshine State. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Getting ready at Wetlands Golf and Country Club. An interesting layout, Frank. The players are ready to go. And what are you thinking about as you get set to tee off?
Well, you're thinking about you're going to play a long golf course, sort of mid-7,000 yard range. But this is a golf course that you actually do get to hit your driver more often than not. So it's a good driving golf course. Green's relatively flat as well, but be careful if you're a little weak of heart. Look left or right, you might see the odd gator or two. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
And he's made the green. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
It's amazing. Doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Well, too bad. He gives one back. Here's another scoring opportunity, Frank. A par 5. The 7th is just a shade under 600 yards.
And it bends gently to the left, Rich. Longer hitters can obviously get home, and nothing really to be worrying about with that second shot if you can reach. The wetlands are well to the right of this hole for the second shot. But if you want to play to a 3-shotter, then that's a very safe, conservative way, and really shouldn't cause you any problems whatsoever.
And his second shot with the par 5. He's set up for his third shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Frank, that is nothing more than a punch to the gut.
Oh, it's cruel, Rich. Good putt and deserves so much more. Another shot added, though.
And takes the wind right out of your sails.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
8th hole here at the Wetlands, par 3, 203 yards. You like this hole, Frank?
I do, actually, but you have to have a little look at your yardage book because that front bunker will make this hole look a little shorter to the eye than actually what it plays. Green gets a little narrow as it gets deeper, but flat and, well, I wouldn't say easy. 3 here, not too bad.
This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Not a problem from there, right in the middle. Finishing up the front side here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club with a par 5, 621 yards. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Will settle. Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is. This looks like it's going to find the target.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. And getting ready for the putt.
Well, good birdie right there, Frank.
Oh, time to get another cup of coffee. Things are heating up.
Ready to go here on the backside. We're at the 10th at the Wetlands. We start with a par 3, 246 yards.
And into the thicker stuff.
Let's see if he can bludgeon this one out.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. And so the approach shot finishes up some 25 feet from the hole.
Yeah, not his best, but certainly not his worst.
This would be a bonus from 25 feet away. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Trying to get out of here with just one dropped shot. This is for bogey.
Call in the medics, Frank. Can't stop the bleeding here.
Just racking the bogeys up.
Day 3, and what a tournament this is shaping up to be, Frank.
Quite simply, great weather, great golf, great fans, which is the perfect mix for a golfer trying to win a tournament. The final round, if this is anything to go by, has to just be sensational.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the BioWare Classic.
Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity.
Even par currently.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Those keep the round going, those par putts. 14th hole here at the Wetlands. A dangerous par 3 comes in at 204 yards. There's some trouble out there.
And this is where you have to readjust your focus. If you start looking right or left of this green, you see all the problems that could come in and prevail. Instead, just look at that front bunker. Try and fly your tee shot over that, somewhere around the front edge of the green, maybe 3 or 4 yards on, and then the hole becomes that much easier.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Getting set now over the putt. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. The last par 5 on this golf course is the 15th. It's 590 yards. You think, Frank, this is the time to be aggressive?
Certainly is. Longer hitters must be licking their chops on this par 5. 300-plus yard tee shot, you can definitely get home. Shorter hitters, just set it up for a nice wedge shot. But if you are going to go at this par 5 and 2, well protected by those 3 bunkers.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Third shot, looking for a good one. Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Made par yesterday, this one for birdie.
What a birdie. Now just a handful of players in contention.
Moving to the 16th hole here at the Wetlands, 455-yard par 4, and you can see, Frank, that green is heavily guarded.
And consequently, you're really going to have to judge that second shot. You know, your yardage, and also a good strikes required to safely keep the ball on the putting surface.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good looking shot right here. See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie.
It's no snack though.
And that's a birdie. Par 3 17th, Frank, it's 238 yards.
There's still a chance for birdie here, though. Green shape's a little bit to the player's right, so a nice high draw coming in here. Even finding the middle of the putting surface will give you a chance to putt to really any position on this green.
And it is not looking like a good lie. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Wow, Frank, he did well just to get it on the green from that lie.
I didn't think that was doable.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
And with that par, moves into second place.
Just a mere shot behind.
Final hole here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. It's par 4. It's not a long one, 377 yards. There must be some trouble out there somewhere.
Well, not really if you keep your wits about you. Just position the tee shot. You don't have to hit driver down here. Even a 3-wood's only going to leave a short iron. If you hit your 3-wood 250, 260 yards, do the maths, it's only 120 yards left. With that, with a scoring club, try and get that inside 10, 15 feet. Finish with a birdie.
But if you stray, then what?
Oh, no. We don't think of straying on this hole. This is the last hole. Got to finish well.
But I'm thinking about gators. Are there gators out there?
Well, there's gator on the menu.
That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt.
Par yesterday, now for birdie. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
Well, I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf. And it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.
Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Welcome to the Stadium Course, TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. It's a masterful blend of challenge and playability designed by the team of Tom Weisskopf and Jay Moorish. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports.
The changes, Rich, they made in 2014 have just added a luster to this great venue that hosts the PGA Tour event each and every year. And it's a great test for any level of play.
Action continues at the 7th. Been a steady performance so far early in this first round, but at some point, Frank, they need to take steady to spectacular.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Rich, and really sooner rather than later, that's for sure. But Yeah, steady becomes boring if it stays on for too long.
How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Trying to move on with a par in his pocket. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Now here at the par 4-8, slight dogleg to the left, Frank.
And this dogleg's made more severe now by the addition of 2 bunkers. This was a bunkerless hole off the tee in years gone by, but those 2 bunkers certainly make this a sharper dogleg. And because it forces the player to go down the right side, adds length to the already long 475 yards.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Oh, this is right at it.
That's a solid shot here into the 8th hole, and a good chance now for another birdie. 8-foot putt here. You have to make those from that distance. That hurts. So they'll tap in. Still playing even for the day after the par. Finishing out the front side now at the 9th. And Frank, what do you think of this par 4?
Nice way to finish the front 9, Rich. Very thin green, protected by that little splash bunker in the front. Iron players get a real advantage here. 1 bunker down the right side to be aware of off the tee, though. I doubt anybody could carry that. Oh, that had some meat behind it. Rich, now's the time to knuckle down. I know things haven't gone right up to this point, but really, this is where you can still get something out of it. Just give yourself that opportunity. You're good enough.
Beauty of golf, Frank. 1 good strike comes off the center of the bat, 1 good result, and you begin to feel differently about things. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. Hello again and welcome, Rich Slaughter alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports at one of the great venues in all of golf, TPC Scottsdale. Upwards of 500,000 fans expected throughout the week here. A lot of buzz being generated, and now plenty of fireworks as well on this back 9.
There is, Rich. This is a Super Bowl type atmosphere, and the 10th hole, what a wonderful way to start this back 9. A dogleg right that's been radically changed in 2014. Numerous bunkers added. This is a very strict dogleg right par 4, and by that, I mean you're going to have to hit it down the left to have an open shot at this green.
Well, that is a ball-striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. See if he can get something going here. 2 straight birdies. Well, continuing to move in the right direction now to 2 under for the championship. On to the par 4 11th hole. Frank, what's the best play here?
No bunkers really here to worry about, Rich, so you have to pick something in the distance as a good line. Something a little bit away from the water that protects the left side of this fairway. And it's adjacent to the 15th hole, the other par 5 coming home. So a good drive, perhaps with a little bit of cut off the tee. And that should shape up nicely for this long par 4.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Well, this could be good. will be a great look at birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Well, the time is now to start making birdies, and there we go. One on the board and suddenly inside the top 20.
Yeah, nothing to be ashamed of in that, but really, you've got to be aggressive from here on in.
Well, Frank, this is kind of the forgotten par 3 on the back 9 here at TPC Scottsdale. All of that attention on hole number 16. What do you think of the par 3 12?
This is by far tougher, Rich. Downhill tee shot, especially off that back tee. Bunkering down the left, sort of it catches your eye, but it also takes your eye off the water, which is behind and to the right of this green. Got to be careful. This is a real sleeper, this par 3.
Moves into the top 10 with that birdie. So, one round in the books and a lot to chew on here.
There is. This is going to be a tough championship to pull away. The standard of golf, especially that first page of the leaderboard. Excellent golf.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is by far the biggest spectator event in the sport. We're at TPC Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular site for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
Well over 100,000 fans every day, better than 500,000 for the week. It's a giant party mixed in with a heck of a tournament. Regarded as a very accurate player, that shot says it all. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. So into the top 15 on the leaderboard with that birdie. A few more, and who knows, maybe top 10 or top 5. On to the par 3 7th, 215 yards from that back tee box, Frank.
This hole hasn't really changed. Still has that V-shaped green where it's very narrow in the front. A high-flying shot in here that carries that front edge, and you'll find the further and further you go back there, the more receptive and that green starts to widen.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Frank, out of the rough, best to swing a little bit easier or get after it with all you have?
Well, a little bit in between. Obviously, it's going to require a little bit of strength to make sure that club keeps going through, but it's still the planning of the shot. Once again, check short. Is there anything I have to carry? And even remember, there's always the option of just simply pitching the ball down the fairway and taking your medicine.
Frank, the par 4 8th, this is a good hole.
It is a dogleg to the left, forces the player to go at the right, and this will play every inch of its yardage, which is over 470 yards. Green's still pretty much the same with that false front, unless there's a flag position in the front. You're really going to have to fly it at least 20 yards or so into that green, otherwise that ball is going to run towards the front.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Just keeping the leaders within sight, Frank.
Doing a good job, really. Leaders at the moment, they seem to be in a playing to a different level, but top 10, interesting over these next few holes.
Here at the par 4 9th hole, Frank, what's the strategy off the tee?
Well, there's one bunker down the right side that you have to be very wary of. 325 yards to carry that, so it's very much in play, and just over 290 to reach it. Ideally, you have to go left about that down the left side. But really, this is a second shot hole because this green is not very deep.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
This won't hurt him. What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Good birdie right there, Frank.
Oh, time to get another cup of coffee. Things are heating up.
So that is a top 10 performance through 2 rounds, Frank.
It's always nice to know that you have a shot with 2 rounds left in the tournament.
Presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Here at the TPC Scottsdale in Arizona, and Frank, when so many people tune in to watch this great event, they think immediately of the 16th hole with all of those fans jammed in. It's like Fenway Park inside the desert there. But it's much more than that little par 3, isn't it?
It certainly is more than that, Rich. The TPC Scottsdale is a great venue for a PGA Tour event. It's a blend of everything. Birdie opportunities, holes that are fraught by water, bunkering that's being changed. All in all, it's a great atmosphere with nearly 500,000 people that visit this during the tournament week.
Birdie try up next. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. He'll take par and move on. Frank, this is a demanding driving hole, the par 4 5th.
Another hole that bends gently to the left. There used to be 2 bunkers down the right side. It's now 1, and it's in the perfect position to make you think about your tee shot. Really, you have to be left of that. The new tees added a little bit of yardage to it. The green still looks the same as what it once was. Tilt slightly from left to right. But you can see why a draw is the preferred shot at TPC Scottsdale.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This won't hurt him, Frank.
Just a little left of the flag. That's fine. Repetitive is often sounds boring. This is just shot after shot, and it's anything other than that. Spectacular.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony. Even par, currently. Comfortably knocks it in.
Now to the par 4 sixth. Decision time, Frank. Driver, or do you go with 3-wood?
A lot of that's going to depend on if there's any breeze. If the breeze is at your back, you can drive it all the way down the right side and take those 2 bunkers down the right completely out of play. This hole's been stiffened up, though. The length hasn't increased, but that bunkering in that choke point. So the strategy, do you have the length to get past them? Or if you have to lay up, it's going to leave a much longer second shot.
Frank, it may be obvious you'd rather have a ball sitting up perfectly in these fairways as opposed to the deep rough off to the left or right. But how is a player able to take advantage when he has that good lie?
Well, anything better than that would be sitting on a tee. That is a perfect lie. It almost guarantees good contact.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Getting set now over the putt. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Okay, no problem with that one. Frank, where's the difficulty here on the 7th hole, the par 3 of more than 200 yards?
Well, Rich, front hole locations are always probably the toughest here because that's the narrowest part of the green. Bunkering really hasn't changed, and the green still does widen up, but the hole tends to play slightly uphill.
We just saw a player in total control of what he's doing. Didn't miss a green in regulation all day long. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Not what he had in mind when he stepped to the tee, but it would be just one drop shot. This for bogey. Bit unfortunate, loses a shot here with that bogey. Now here at the par 4 8th, slight dogleg to the left, Frank.
And this dogleg's made more severe now by the addition of 2 bunkers. This was a bunkerless hole off the tee in years gone by, but those 2 bunkers certainly make this a sharper dogleg. And because it forces the player to go down the right side, adds length to the already long 475 yards.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? Starting to move now, Frank, on this leaderboard.
Certainly going all in the positive direction. He's in the middle of the pack, now top 15.
Finishing out the front side now at the 9th. And Frank, what do you think of this par 4?
Nice way to finish the front 9, Rich. Very thin green, protected by that little splash bunker in the front. Iron players get a real advantage here. One bunker down the right side to be aware of off the tee, though. I doubt anybody could carry that.
Well, that sets up well for a chance at the green here at the 9th. Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Frank, one of the great moments in tournament history here in Scottsdale, you go back to 1996, the sudden death playoff between Phil Mickelson and Justin Leonard. Mickelson has always been the hero out here because he went to Arizona State.
Yeah, and it still runs through his veins, Rich. It was such an important win for him because to do it in front of people that he considered his home crowd was huge. And then also to do it in a playoff where, obviously it's win or lose. So for Mickelson, 1996 and TPC Scottsdale, certainly ring home.
Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. You can see the golfer is just boiling right now after that miss. And a drop shot here at the 9th. Clean this up with a tap. That is another bogey. It's getting messy, Frank.
Ouch.
3 rounds in the books. Outside the top 10 going to the final 18. Frank, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think you're going to have to approach the final round in a couple of different phases. Try and be aggressive early on. If you do get a few birdies in the bank, you really still can fancy yourself with a chance to win. It'll all depend on that start tomorrow.
This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Set in the Sonoran Desert and surrounded by the majestic McDowell Mountains, we're at the stadium course at TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, set to bring you all the action for today's event. Frank, when you think about the TPC Scottsdale, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The golf course has been radically changed in 2014, but it still hasn't lost its luster. Really, it's just been updated like the game itself for these young, strong players of the modern era.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
And he's set up for his third shot here, looking to get it on the green with this. Well, hello there. That's an eagle.
Might be languishing in the middle of the pack, but at least celebrate that.
At the 14th now, it's a par 4.
And a dogleg left once again. The bunker on the left side's been pushed out to the fairway to really make you think whether or not you can carry that. It's a lengthy second shot because it's going to play a little bit uphill. And this green is well protected on the left side with the 2 bunkers.
Wow, Frank, look at that one run out. Just blistered that tee shot.
Well, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. This one just requires a little bit of focus. This can be a cruel game at times.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. All right, Frank, now the fun begins. We are teed up at the par 5 15th hole. Plenty to talk about here.
Yeah, the fairway down the left side is anything other than straight. It's more like a shipwreck, the raggedness of it. And that water in play, well, if you do find one on the fairway, you can sort of always wave across to the people that are walking down the 11th hole. Find the fairway, you can reach this par 5 and 2. A little bit of an island-looking green there, bunker on the left, and also another bunker just short right. But a fairway missed here. Well, you can rack up 5, 6, 7. We've seen all sorts of scores here at 15.
Well on the green, but far from the hole.
Yeah, a little bit of a head scratcher. A lot of work coming up here.
This is a cross-country special. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Moves into the top 10 with that birdie. Frank, the one moment that sort of made the 16th hole what it is today would have to be Tiger's ace in 1997 here at the TPC Scottsdale when it was raining plastic cups.
It was also his reaction, too, and that ushered in the Tiger Woods era that we became associated with, which is the fist-pumping, the Rory spectators. And he was one of the few players that bridged the gap between spectator and golf course. And it still goes on till today. And I think Rory McIlroy probably is the only other player that starts to broach that type of inside and outside atmosphere with golf.
Still to this day, it's the loudest single moment that I can ever remember hearing on a golf course. 17th hole, Frank, and this one is really set up for maximum excitement.
Well, there's two things that you really think of. How do I play this hole, and how is it going to affect the rest of my round? This is the penultimate hole. If you make a mistake here, it'll carry over. It might cost you the tournament. But if you're a hero, it's going to carry forward to 18. This is why 17 is such a big swing hole.
What a display of power and precision off the tee. On the green here on the par 4 in 1. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
A little bit more hope than determination in that putt.
Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
No damage done. Made the par. Well, again, the fairways are lined with those huge galleries coming off 16 and 17. Now the finishing hole here at TPC Scottsdale. And Frank, what can we expect?
Well, this is a goodie. It'll play slightly as a dogleg left. Now, many a year, a player would try and carry the ball all the way over that water down the left side. But those new bunkers down there, it stopped the J.B. Holmes attack on this par 4. You're really going to have to play a little right of those now, and there's a couple of bunkers up on the hill to stop you doing that. So this is really a much tougher tee shot. 40 yards of par 4 just got a little bit more difficult.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity.
It's no snack, though.
Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Frank, we did see some good golf out there today, but others really struggled.
Yeah, any competitive player wants to win. We don't doubt that, but we know you're not going to win them all. So it's still important for every golfer to continue to gain experience, to actually get something out of each and every tournament they play in.